My name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. Today we're going to be talking about parenting time and divorce with children and contentious and non-contentious divorce. So that's a relevant topic. Please subscribe to our channel. Divorces come in different forms. Sometimes they're very bitter divorces. It's the material that movies are made out of, the War of the Roses and all that. Sometimes it can be non-contentious though. What are the hallmarks of a divorce that's non-contentious, and how can you strive to make it non-contentious? What are the ways that you might do that? Well, one of the benchmarks of a non-contentious divorce seems to be strategies for effective communication. The parties work out ways to handle things that are going to come up, and there will be things that come up. There might be scheduling things, there might be work problems, there might be problems with the kids, there might be medical issues throughout your divorce and even after. It's very important to work out an effective way to communicate. If you and your soon-to-be ex have a working relationship and tend to communicate effectively, it's great. If you're the kind of couple that can sit down at the kitchen table and say, look, here's the problem, this is what we got, this is how I propose to get past it, what do you think? If that's the kind of relationship that you have, that's fantastic. You don't have to worry about it. But some couples cannot get involved in any kind of communication without it turning into a battle. Somebody always wants to rehash the old stuff, and that's very, very unproductive and very toxic to effective communication. Now, if that happens, such a couple should probably avoid those kinds of communication and should probably communicate electronically, or maybe through the court's methods of communication. The court has different programs that allow people to sort of interact through the third-party court system, and maybe that is a good way to do it. Another way I think you can avoid the contentiousness of a divorce is if you can work out certain things in advance, like co-parenting or parenting time agreements. I would have to say that when you deal with kids, one of the main issues that we see come up is that the parents cannot see eye to eye on how to parent the kids or how to set up the parenting time. It's challenging because a lot of times the reason why people get divorced is because the personalities aren't working together. They can't just see eye to eye on certain things, and you got to believe that those personality traits that are specific to each parent probably play a role in parenting differently, and the contentious attitudes that they have to each other because of their different personalities trickle down to the kids. So how do we do that? So I think one way to do that is, again, to try and say, look, you tend to be looser with the kids. I tend to take a more structured approach with parenting time. Let's get together and work out how we can best put this together. Let's talk about it and see if we can do that. And what's the goal of all of that? The goal is to minimize the impact on the kids. You see, if you want to look at your problems in terms of yourself, in terms of how she can't do things like you do, or he doesn't like to, to follow my if you're looking at it like that, it's hard to come up with a method. But if you look at it in terms of let's minimize the impact on the kids, if that's your goal, you might find that you might well be able to bury the swords, bury the hatchet a little bit, and come up with an effective way to communicate. If you have any questions about that, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.